That's fucked. Holy shit.
Oh my god, there's so many of them. Oh, there it is! Fuck!
Good morning, afternoon, or night, my moth friends. Today I will be addressing a very serious topic to moths and discrimination against moths. So, you may know that there is only a butterfly emoji, no moth emoji. And this is a very serious topic to moths. If we have a moth emoji, moths and moth fans alike will feel much better and will not be have taken a step closer to not be discriminated against. Butterflies get all the love, and I will now show some moth pictures on screen to show you just how cute moths can really be. Please don't be afraid of moths like they're just some bug, but think that butterflies are pretty. They get a lot of the attention, and it's really important to us moths that we will get as much as the love that moths and butterflies and everyone has. It is very important to all insects alike. I will put a link in the description for you to sign a petition about adding a moth emoji to get one step closer to moth love throughout the world. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Good morning. We are live from the Hive. Hello, all my beauties and bees out there. I am Bree. If this is your first time here, welcome to Live from the Hive, a morning show every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We get up in the morning and we start the day with looking at some different points of interest for your hostess here. We start off the show with CryptoCorner, where we look at something strange and unusual that's reported or caught on camera or documented in some way that there's a claim about it, and we crack it open and try to explore that with a skeptical mind. The second video we're going to pop into is called CreationWatch, and on CreationWatch we look into claims of young Earth and flat Earth creationist about the nature of the universe, and we crack those open with that same skeptical hammer. Then we wrap up the show with a little bit of a palate cleanser, some kind of science topic that's just going to be fun for me to step away for the rest of the weekend on. Thank you everybody for showing up. Sorry for clearing my throat and your ear. Let's see who we have out here, because I saw some friendly faces. The Johnster Monster is here. Good morning, John. Deep Arcs, Greg Artwick, Answers in Atheism, who I also dropped their link, so go subscribe to them if you want to. We got Linda, we got Mystique, Tina Jones. Good morning, babe. We are rocking and reeling. We got Bjorn. More people popping in. See Clara popped in just now. Good to see everybody, and glad you are able to make it in this morning. I don't know what the weather's like where you are. It's cold and sunny here. January, what are you going to do, right? So indoor activities for Bree. Of course, all these indoor activities are giving me a little bit of a belly. Not a problem, though. I do intend to get back on that workout schedule, and you can do your part to help me by keeping on me and keep making sure I'm doing my work. I will appreciate you for that. Another thing, make sure I hydrate when I'm on here live. So, oh my gosh, I don't even have a bottle of water. What am I doing? Hold on just a minute. Oh, Tina, thank you. Yeah, this one's the prettier one. I got one that looks more like my natural hair too. I was wearing it last night, all night. Fun times. Actually, do I have a bottle of water over there? Nope. I don't even have a bottle of water this morning. I will grab one before we start Cryptic Corner. I'll bounce in there and grab me a bottle of water. Y'all just whenever you feel like it. Actually, you know what? Maybe BugBot could have a command that just tells me to hydrate on a timer. I have to drink water doing that. That'd be fun. We can do that. Let's do hydrate. And BugBot will just say hydrate. And when BugBot says hydrate, you all make me hydrate because I have to drink the water. I need to start drinking more water. And when got some labs done. And yeah, they weren't terrible, but I want to be better and healthier. So I need to get back in shape. That's hard for coming from somebody who was the same size and shape for almost 30 years. From the age of about 11 or 12 to 35, I was pretty consistent in my size and weight. And I was a little bitty, 135 pounds and 5'11". Yeah, I was a little tiny dude. When I was doing that stuff, what a waste. I had like a flat stomach and everything. Yeah, and I squandered it away. Now I actually have to work for it. So you guys can help me work for it. That would be a great contribution from the Hive. So yes, hydrate. I'm not time to hydrate yet. I go grab my bottle of water right now. You're just gonna see me drinking my Dunkin', which is not going to be good for my hydration, but will be yummy because it's raspberry vanilla, which is my favorite. Yum, yum, yum. All right, so it's been a wild ride of a weekend already. Last night, I was in a few different places. I was in Gerstream, and we had some fun in there. It got a little bit heated. Really, it was great to see Oz and Jenna and Jessica all come in there because I don't ever see them and hardly ever see them in Gerstream. So to see some friends from other communities, especially, and I get it because they're content creators with their own communities that they have to support too. So sometimes it's hard for us to all interact with each other. But I got a big announcement in regards to them is why I bring this all up. So Tang does a conference called Better in the Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana area. And yes, it's my liquid donut. It's not the danger donut from the meme though. I don't know what flavor that would even be. It's so cute to me that people just like don't even notice that it doesn't look appetizing, but it does look like a donut. It looks like a donut that maybe got mashed a little bit or something. If you haven't seen I think I got it scheduled to post on here in maybe tomorrow. Anyway, they do this conference called Better. Yes, Tina's on all over it. Thank you, babe. Better August 5th and 6th, folks. And I will be a panelist there. So that's a thing that's happening. So if you want to meet me, you can come to where it's not in Fort Wayne. It's one of the other towns around Fort Wayne. Hold on, I have my invitation here somewhere. Hold on. I don't keep my social media pulled up on my computer when I'm streaming alone. When I'm streaming with a panel, I do, but I turn it all off. It's funny because I turned it all off except for Discord, which is the most noisy and annoying of of all of them. Give me just a second here. Ooh. I popped over to my Facebook to get that because I was in a message with Jenna where it's going to be easiest for me to access it. And it's funny because it pulled up this star jelly. Anyway, well, I'll talk about it. Tina probably knows the location. She probably knows the address. It's in Indiana though. But I'm going to be speaking it better. Yay! It's cool. I've never done anything like it before, so it'll be a new experience for Bree. And I need, so just to keep things on track, I need to get new baby mantises by, I want to say, no later than February 28th. I need to get new mantises ordered here so that I have time to raise them to a point where they're adults when better comes around. Because I want to bring creepy crawlies, because that's kind of my thing. And Oz will give me a table for them, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna bring some bugs and spiders and stuff. So look forward to that. For anybody who's keeping track, the black hole spider is doing absolutely fantastic still. It's right now, as far as true spiders go, she is the longest lived true spider that I've ever had. Tarantulas live longer. Mygalomorphic spiders live longer, and they're older. But new spiders, Arania, they usually only live one season, or maybe just a couple of seasons. Thank you. I like my new backdrop too. Yes. It's not in Fort Wayne. I think it's one of the suburbs of Fort Wayne, though. But yeah, the Fort Wayne area. But we'll have more details, and I'll have ads for it and stuff as it gets closer. It's still ways out there, but there's gonna be some great speakers there. Some people that get to sign some of my books and stuff. I got books for Dr. Josh Bowen to sign for sure. I haven't found out if Aaron's going or not, but if Aaron Raw is going to be there, I got books for him to sign as well. So I'm excited. And you should be excited as well. And if you're able to, if you have the means, and you have the desire, of course, I'd love for you to come out and meet me in person, kind of find out who Bree is, as a real person, like not in front of the camera. Because though I seem pretty one way here, anybody who's met me in person, there's a few of you who have, a handful of you have met me in person out there in YouTube land. You'll know that you can probably tell them I'm a little bit of a different character in real life. Well, not a different behavior. I'm more, well, no, maybe I am. I'm trying to be more of this confident person. I've always been kind of anxious around new people and around crowds and stuff, of people I don't know, but I'm trying to do better on that. So maybe better will help me get better at that too, right? Huh? You see what I did there? All right. So without further ado, because we are running into Cryptic Corner time. So that's enough housekeeping this morning. There will be more on the situation with Better, and also about some of my recent escapades out there in the community of YouTube with various individuals. So keep your eye out for that if you like seeing me interact with folks. And I will be with you over there in Cryptic Corner. So don't go anywhere. All right, welcome to Cryptic Corner. I'm glad to see everybody who showed up tonight. Thank you for tuning in. This is a show where we look at the supernatural, the unexplained, the mysterious. We crack open these sometimes outlandish claims, sometimes reasonable but just false. But regardless, we're looking at that stuff under a skeptical lens to try to see if we can get to the bottom of it. And today, I will be continuing on with, we kind of go down different avenues. There's cryptozoology, of course. There's aliens. There's my personal favorite is the mummies and the reconstructions of organisms. Of course, I like the taxidermies and things like that. So, and today we're kind of crossing the lines between the mummies and the aliens, but we'll get to that in just a second. First, I want to welcome everybody for coming here and joining us tonight. If you are not subscribed to the Hive, please click the bell and everything down below so you can catch these episodes of Cryptic Corner every Friday night at 8. And thank you for joining us. And for my live chat with Live from the Hive, because this is recorded live on Saturday mornings with Live from the Hive, make sure when you see BugBot, tell me to hydrate, that I got my bottled water now. So you gotta get on me, because I need to get better laps back. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's one thing I missed about having, because I had long hair when I was younger, and one of the things that I remember being annoying was always getting pieces of hair in my mouth, and now I'm reliving that, so it's an interesting turn of events. So, oh, Ring is finally here. We were waiting for you. I don't like to start. No, I think Ring was here at the beginning. Anyway, yes, we're going down the alien route today. We have covered a lot of alien stuff in the past, obviously, and a lot of UFO stuff, which is generally and tangentially. Here we go. BugBot's starting me off right away as soon as I say something. I'm on it. I'm on it. Thank you, Jason. You guys rock. Keep on it. Yes, I have Madagascar hissers. They're right up here. Right in here. And we had a war up there, but I'll talk about that maybe at the wrap up of the show if you all want to hear about it. It was exercise and ecology, so interesting. I want to before I even start talking about the alien stuff, though, I want to show you guys this picture because this is super cool. This is what popped up on my feed when I was looking for that link just a few minutes ago. So let me see if I can't show you guys this. Here we go. And we're just gonna pop over here and share. Come on. Not that one. Yeah, this one right here. Look at that. Isn't that cool? This is a phenomena called sprite lightning. And it occurs these little red bursts with this kind of individual bolts coming off of the bottom of it. Looks really really cool, like aliens. So I thought that was convenient since we're talking about aliens today. Of course, the aliens we're talking about doesn't have anything to do with this. And I did consider doing an episode of Cryptic Corner on like ball lightning and sprites and phenomena like that we don't really understand all the physics to, just because it's interesting. But I don't know if I can justify putting that in Cryptic Corner or not. Last year, Better was at the War Memorial Coliseum, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Not sure if it's the same this year, though. Yeah, it does look like fireworks. Isn't that cool? This is actually a picture of the astrological phenomena. I've seen other ones like this as well. I'm not sure what gives it its pink hue. I think it's so rare that we don't get to see it. Anyway, So who is ready to dive back into aliens? So last alien episode we talked about the insectoid aliens. This time around, let's talk about, let's talk about the star children, okay? Let's see what we have to say. I have a few videos of this. I'm going to speed them up a little bit, not as fast as I was watching it just a bit ago, because I was listening to it this morning while I was doing my makeup to kind of get a more concise idea. I like to come into at least one of the videos completely unexposed to it, just have a couple minutes in to make sure it's not garbage. But because I don't like doing responses to computer narrators. I think some of these might be computer narrators, but mostly those ones are just to spin the narrative anyway. They don't give obviously an opinion. They kind of maybe they're a little bit leading, but anyway, let's get into it and see what they have to say.
The hybrids and the new race of children. There is a race of beings upon the planet, increasing in number, although visually and physically indistinguishable to most humans. They are here to guide the way.
And let me know about the audio and stuff too, of course, as always. Because I got these new headphones, got a Bluetooth. That was the issue that I was having, is I didn't have a Bluetooth hooked into my PC. Yeah, I'm not a smart lady.
Waking of terrestrial consciousness. Many of them are star children born these days have memories intact from previous existence on board craft as extraterrestrials. They are kept on track by continuing their interaction with their cosmic family while they are in human form. For example, Aiden 5 years, I don't mind going through walls, and I learn more on the ships than I do at school. They only come at night, float not walk. There are blue ones too, like...
They only come at night, mostly.
Ones I've seen in my mind's eye. Jane 8 years. Sometimes get a headache. My head's so small, I can't always take it in so quickly.
Stop, pause. This new mouse is not, I'm not loving it. It's got this weird double click feature at the back part of it. I don't know what's going on, but instead of clicking it double clicks if you push it in the wrong place. It's really annoying. Anyway, yeah, how many 8-year-olds have you ever heard use the term mind's eye?
It's like knowledge bombs are being dropped on my head. Adult star child, remembering what I did before is like remembering a dream. It does not mean it was not real, it means that the mechanical thought process lies outside my now normal conscious thinking. It lies on the outer ridge of my mind, you have just to find the edges and go further. Star children, memories of being on spacecraft and being educated, have past life memories
Ew, this one is definitely like a robot voice. We're getting the gist of what star children are, right? Is there a movie called Mind's Eye? Maybe that's what they're getting that from. When I think of Mind's Eye, I think of like stuff that I heard in woo-woo community, like in the New Age scene. If it was a different experience for you, I'm not trying to disparage that in any way, but you know.
Including ones where they are not human information that they have not consciously learned sense of mission, feel alienated, very intelligent and intuitively creative traits of star child, superior mental and analytical capabilities, direct connection to higher awareness, extreme sensitivity to though and emotion, enhanced DNA, photographic memories, fast motor neuron response, manipulation of time and space, non-verbal communication.
So there's a lot of claims being made here, right, about these star children. But is any of this backed up by any kind of evidence? Are we just making claims about them? Is it just a parent saying my child was born of aliens or something like that?
Communication new.
See, there it goes doing the double
Studies,
thing.
star children, Himalayas, strange behavior, children use unknown sign languages, children draw pictures of triangular objects flying in the sky, children communicate telepathy with unseen ETs, star children, Mexican children also manifest similar behavior. When many in the area reported for a long time UFO sightings, problem-solving skills have increased and they are much more disciplined, continually use a strange sign language among themselves. In Mexico City, 1,000 children are able to see with various parts of their body. Star children China, very psychic and intuitive.
So there's just these clinical reports. Hey, the star children in China are very psychic. They're very psychic. I mean, where is this coming from? What source is reporting this information? Where is this? I'm sure it's probably from like the U.S. or the UFO, like a privately run UFO organization. Isn't there conspiracy theory that the neurodivergent people are star children? Yes. There is, and that's why they're supposed to have trouble adjusting and stuff like that. But there's like no, like if you look, and I'm sure they wouldn't call them star children, but if you look, when you trace these claims back, they always go back to these self-reporting UFO experience like boards where you can even report anonymously. You know, these are anecdotal tales typed in on the internet by people is where most of these claims come in. And people are like, oh yeah, I work for a secret clinic in China where we do testing on star children. And it's like the thing I was looking at with Miss Lemon last week where they were just making erroneous claims about a drone flying over a bunch of buildings, claiming they were Chinese medical pods and things like that. It's so bizarre that people want to just assert things and just run with it. That's where we get with a lot of this alien lore, though. There's really no escape from it. However, because star children kind of stand out here, because I'm going to leave this video because I don't like her robot voice. It annoys me. We're going to talk about some cases of alleged star children. The first one we're going to look at is Alyoshenka, which is a Russian story. So let's see what they have to say.
In 1996, the small Ural city of Kishtim witnessed a bizarre scene. A woman, Tamara Prozvarina, was seen walking down the street with something covered in a blanket, and she was talking to it.
Let me know if the audio's bad.
She was telling anyone who would listen,
kind of soft on my
"It's
end.
my baby, Alyoshenka." But Tamara would never show it. Prozvarina actually had a son named Alexei, but he was an adult, and in 1996 he was doing time for theft.
Hey,
so the
Richard
locals had
Madsen.
decided the woman had gone insane, maybe talking to a toy, thinking of it as a baby. Prozvarina did indeed have mental issues. Several months later, she was sent to a clinic to be treated for schizophrenia. The thing in the blanket, however, was not a toy. Instead, it was a living being that she had found in the woods near a well. The few that had saw Alyoshenka described it as a 20 to 25 centimeter tall human, but just barely. A brown body, no hair, large protruding eyes, moving its tiny lips, making squeaky sounds. And in fact, the onion-shaped head didn't look human at all. Tamara Prozvarina kept the baby alive with a mixture of cottage cheese and condensed milk.
So, if you're not following so far, I don't know if I can bump it up a little bit, maybe. He is really soft. This is like an old video, though. If you look at all the other ones had robot voices. I like something with a real voice. Yeah, it's not that old, only 4 years, but the aspect ratio, I guess, kind of threw me off. All right. So, yeah, Alyoshenka is claimed to have been alive. That's absolutely true. Alyoshenka was said to be a moving, living infant, or more maybe fetus could be a better description, because if it was real, it was definitely premature.
Witnesses said that the baby looked sad, and that they felt pain when looking at him. Some began to believe that Alyoshenka, also known as the Kishtim dwarf, might have been an extraterrestrial. There's also a theory that Alyoshenka was a victim of radiation. In 1956,
I think that last point might be Brian Stevens. You're gonna have to take your spoilers and just
Kishtim faced the first nuclear disaster in
stick them under your chair until the end of the show.
Plutonium exploded at Mayak, a nearby secret nuclear power station, throwing the 160-ton concrete lid into the air. It is the third most serious nuclear accident in history, behind Fukushima in 2011 and Chernobyl in 1986. Sometimes fishermen would catch fish with no eyes or fins. So the theory that
so this stuff is true about these radiation leaks and things, and how the genetics of these organisms kind of respond to that increased in radiation, which doubles how mutations happen. I shouldn't say doubles, because that's a specific number. It does, depending on a lot of different factors on how much it's going to increase mutation rates in a species. But there's definitely, you'll get frogs with extra limbs, and blind fish, things like that.
Shanka was a human, but horribly deformed by radiation, was a popular explanation. One day, Prosvarina's neighbors called the hospital, and doctors took her away. She protested, saying that she wanted to stay with Alyoshenka because without her, he would die. But the local paramedics just believed her to be insane, a victim of acute schizophrenia. Indeed, Alyoshenka did die with no one to feed him. A friend had...
So I'm kind of having trouble understanding what's how those events happen. So they see this squirming little alien fetus thing on on her bed, like when they're coming to knock on her door. We're doing a well check. We're just your neighbors were concerned, so we've come to just check on you and make sure you're okay. And they come in there, and they see this squirming alien baby on the bed, and this lady's like, this is my baby, Alyoshenka, and they're like, oh, no, it's not. That's not your baby, because that's not your baby. You're crazy. We're gonna take you away and put you in protective custody or whatever. And she's like, no, if you do that, the baby that's right there on the bed squirming that you can see, that's alive and hungry, will die from starvation. They're like, nuh-uh, and just took her away and left the baby. I don't understand how this happened. How these events play out. How did this happen where the authorities were took the woman and then let this baby die? Regardless of the conditions of the baby, I mean, it's still a baby. Some effort. I mean, did they just leave it like in a shoebox or something on the bed? Did it have a little crib? They just leave it in its crib? Oh, that's not a human baby. We can just leave it to die because it looked like that. There's a lot of unanswered here. A lot of questions up in the air with the Alyoshenka narrative.
Found the body later at Prosvarina's home and made some type of mummy out of it. Supposedly he had washed it with spirit and dried it.
Hold on. Let me rewind, because...
And made some type of mummy out of it.
No.
Supposedly
Back a little further.
Had washed... Insane. A victim of acute schizophrenia.
Acute schizophrenia. Okay,
Indeed,
they took her away.
Alyoshenka did die with no one to feed him. A friend had found the body later at Prosvarina's home and made some type of mummy out of it.
So
supposedly he had washed it with spirit.
So the neighbor found the dead baby in the house. When the authorities came to get her, they didn't look in the house to say, hey, this lady, they say, the neighbors say she's crazy, but there's and that she thinks she has a baby in here, but you know what, let's go ahead and check the house and make sure there's not really a baby in this house before we take her away and just do our own thing.
And dried it. Later, the same man was arrested for stealing cable and showed the body to the police. A local police
Arrested for stealing cable. How can you really trust anybody who just
officer confiscated Alyoshenko's body from the man. The police officer's boss, however, showed no interest and ordered him to give up this alien nonsense. The police officer had kept the body in his fridge and turned it over to a local pathologist.
So the cops, like, this is a dead baby from that lady's house who we said was crazy because she thought she had a baby and there was no baby. But there was a baby and it's dead now. He's like, give up this nonsense. He's like, okay, I'll just put it in my fridge then. Is this how things happen in Russia? Is this how the system works over there for corpses? For human corpses? Is that what they do? They're like, no, it's not a baby. Go put it in your refrigerator. It's like, I'm going to keep it and give it to a pathologist. I don't understand how this is happening.
Who said that Alyoshenko wasn't human. However, another gynecologist had claimed Alyoshenko was just a child with terrible deformations. Then the police officer made a mistake. He handed Alyoshenko's body over to a ufologist who took it away and never gave it back.
Ufologist did that? That's like UFO people, right? Ufologist. People who study UFOs. I guess I could be a ufologist. Richard Mattson could be a ufologist tangentially. Are you a ufologist, Richard? I do consider myself a ufologist. Foremost, I consider myself a cryptozoologist, though, because that's more my lane. I do enjoy aliens and stuff. The Alyoshenko stories always seems sus to me, though. It's always, and I'm not just like, oh, this is new to me. I've known about this narrative since 1996 when it happened. 1996, I was like, 15, 16 years old. No, 13 or 14 years old. Yeah, I was like getting into witchcraft and occult stuff and woo-woo kind of stuff like that. But I was also very much into like aliens and Bigfoots and stuff like that. I liked doing the 14 stuff and you know, communicating with alien beings and meditating and all that. I was really into it. I was an odd little girl, probably because I didn't have anybody else around at that time, so I did fall into a little bit. It was yeah, you know, the people talk about falling into a rabbit hole of culture. That I did. I fell into with the neo-pagans. I guess the people I was with would be what the neo-pagans today would call trailer pagans, because they were really into just grabbing whoever's culture they felt like that would look cool and just slapping it on themselves and without regard. It was retrospectively problematic, but I don't think they knew any better at the time. I'm getting off on a tangent about New Age people, though. I don't have anything against being New Age in general. Just when you incorporate things from other people's culture, you need to understand and respect what came before you. Anyhow, let's wrap up the Alyoshenko bit here.
Alyoshenko has never been found. Mm-hmm. Journalists have been searching for more than 20 years, and Alyoshenko is unlikely to be found.
So let's before I know I said let's wrap it up. Let's trace the descent of this story. Okay, she finds the baby in the woods, takes care of it, tells all her neighbors about it. That it's her baby. Neighbors, she won't let me see it. Neighbors decide she's crazy. Call the authorities to do a well check on her. The authorities do a well check on her. Come in there. Into the house. The baby's in the house. The woman's in the house. The well checkers come in the house. They take the woman. They leave the baby. The baby starves and dies. The neighbor, presumably based on the story, was stealing cable finds the dead baby in the woman's house, takes it home, taxidermies it, gives it to the police when he gets busted for stealing cable, and then the police reject it. So one of the cops, takes it home and keeps it in his refrigerator and lets people look at it. Then he gives it to a ufologist, and it disappears. Am I following this story right? Is any of this sound? Have I ever heard of Diatola Pass? Yes, of course. Diatola, and yeah, but that's something I could cover too. I don't think that that Diatola Pass is as mysterious as people kind of sometimes make it out. There's some other ones that are very similar too. So if we want to do a case study on these disappearances that all kind of intersect with the features and stuff, that'd be an interesting cryptic corner as well. We could do that. We could do something like that. Let me know.
Brazarina died in 1999, hit by a truck in the dead of night. She had been dancing on the highway. Most of those who had met Alyoshenko also have died.
You've made mummies out of random corpses? Yeah, but that's roadkill though. That's different. When you, I know when you do your roadkill art for local businesses, that's done for love, and you're not you're not, when you do happen to find a human corpse on the side of the road, that's free. That's free material for your sculptures. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
In Kishtim, however, everybody still remembers Alyoshenko and his gloomy fate. The name Alyoshenko is now extremely unpopular in the city. Who wants their child to be mocked as an extraterrestrial in school?
All right. So, I actually found a mummy of a bat in an attic at a house that I had once. I don't know how old it was, but it was definitely mummified. Really, it's a really strange process. Attics are good at mummifying things because they're dry and hot and go through repeated warming and drying cycles, and warming, cooling. Yeah. Anyway, so that one was that was Alyoshenko. The next thing we have is the Star Child skull. So here's another little 5-minute video. The Star Child skull. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this skull or not, but I'm gonna bring it up and let you all hear all about it because they're gonna explain it. I mean, to me, it looks like it just got the front as a skull. Maybe they got the front half of it smashed off. I've almost always wondered with the Star Child skull what the situation was that put the skull and this skull and its partner skull in the situation that they were in. Was there? Oh, thank you, Lori. Was there a conflict? Did this child get their face mashed in, and the parent just laid there and kind of tried to tend their wounds and heal them up, but damage was too much, and then the parent died in despair. That's so sad. Why am I making totally accidental? He did not even think that looked like an alien. He didn't know gray aliens had gray skin and big black eyes. How was he supposed to know that? It's only like the most popular image of an alien ever, but he was not, I promise, he was not going, listen guys, listen, this was not intentionally meant to look like so I know that there's some correlation, right? Like that there are some features that are similar, but he was not trying to make this an alien. And if you colored the skin and gave him regular eyes, it looks more like Jason Voorhees or something than Alien. Jason, it's the reason it has ears is because it's a hybrid between human and aliens. Real gray aliens don't have ears. I don't think so. I've never seen them with ears. But Anyway, yeah, that was from the Unexplained Zone, History Channel, all that blah blah blah. That's where that was from. Let's see, that's the same one. All right, so when it comes to the Star Child, looks like there was some more recent studies done. So here's a little abstract about it. A study of the teeth confirms the skull belongs to a child about 5 years of age. The final phase involved extracting DNA from inside the skull and a tooth. The mitochondrial DNA tests show that the child was a male and his mother was a Native American from haplogroup C1. The paternal DNA test revealed the father was a Native American, haplogroup Q. The Star Child is confirmed to be 100% human by DNA testing. Not only 100% human, 100% human from groups of indigenous people that were living in the area at the time.